Professor Woo Han from Chung-Ang University. His title is Risks and Crisis, the Future Agenda for Korean Shipping Industry. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. Good afternoon. My name is Woo Han from Chung-Ang University. Due to the time limit, I'd like to skip my introduction. Let me dive into my presentation. My presentation is about the link between shipping and finance. I'd like to go first over the first half. The crisis, and there are crises and risks. But crisis can be defined as an event that is going to lead to an unstable or dangerous situation, the accident or an event itself. But risk can be defined as the possibility of loss and injury. So what is risk and what is crisis, and what would be our response to crisis? A crisis response should be corrective or reactive, while the response to risk should be preventive and strategic. So are we describing something as risk or crisis? This is the financial crisis in EU cases from 2008 to 2009. Of course, there are decrease in demand and trade, and access to finance is worsened. So instead of long-term competitiveness, people focus on short-term survival, and it ultimately links to the shrinking innovative activities, according to a report about the financial crisis. We also had shipping crisis during this period as well. The cargo decreased, shipping decreased as well, and indexes became very bad, dealing a major blow to shipping industry. We conducted this study with global shipping companies by examining their financial statement, and we identified the credit risks by time series method. As a result, in 2011-12, the credit risk of shipping industry became so large, and compared to the cargo companies, the shipping companies' risks, even during normal times, they suffered wild fluctuation. That means shipping companies are facing large credit risks. But what happened in between? As you all know, top 20 shipping companies, 8 or 9 of them merged or went bankrupt, and they formed 3 major alliances in terms of container shippers. Today, the market is dominated by top 5, which account for more than 60%. This is a very tightly oligopoly market. Of course, it's impossible because of the antitrust law, but economically speaking, top 5 dominates the market. So what should be their next strategy? Now, given the COVID-19 crisis going on, is it crisis or a risk growing further? The situation is very serious. The cargo volume has fallen or expected to fall much more than compared to the financial crisis. Some may see it as temporary event, but generally the supply and demand, some expect the supply and demand will improve, and the BEDI and HI index are showing signs of improving. And this is the Musk's analysis recently comparing the shipping industry during the financial crisis and the current status. The black line is financial crisis and the blue line is the current crisis. It shows the global demand growth and supply demand balance and CCFI index. These things are getting different compared to past. So is it crisis or risk? The current crisis, the current situation. Is it a risk? Then what is the risk then? It's all about fluctuation. How wild is that fluctuation and the incurring profit and loss? How are they distributed? And how can we strategically distribute and navigate the crisis? Should we take corrective and reactive measure or take strategic or preventive measures? I think that this is a very critical point to us, especially now. The issues I conducted web crawling method to identify issues in the Korean shipping industry from 2018 to 2020. I run some programs. I conducted news. I collected news articles with the keyword shipping, a total of 26,000 articles, and I ended up with 4,711 articles and analyzed the keywords from those articles. So, and I tried it with the keyword reconstruction and also crisis through many different methodologies. The shipping industry is a big keyword, and other keywords are Hyundai merchant ship, shipping industry, Hungha shipping, reconstruction, and I group them again. Sorry. The this part, the first part, Hyundai merchant ship, H&M shipping industry, profit were collected, and second topic was followed by second or third or fourth. Now I apply the keywords reconstruction. Then I came up with industry, planning, shipping industry, the government, and so on. And I group them into under the keyword crisis. Of course, there are a lot of stories behind it about future, about change as well, but they are largely about how we can overcome the crisis. So after all, the focus is since the Hanjin crisis, HMM, and we have little discussion about other companies. They are all about reconstruction, not future oriented, and also reconstruction is focused on government subsidy, not something voluntary or innovative. Then how should we, what measures should we take? This is one of my favorite theory, path dependence, which means if there's a big change and if you're creating a new order, once a path is set, then it's very difficult to make a new path. And people tend to take the existing path, even if it's inefficient. Instead of perfect optimization, people tend to take the past path. We call this login effect. And then can we escape this effect? Then it takes lots of efforts. If we take the past sample, then we will remain locked in. But can we make a breakthrough? That should be the priority of our discussion. Then do we have the future agenda? If you ask that question, it's not always right to talk about innovation. So I came up with three topics. First is stability, the maintaining status quo. How can we maintain the status quo and deliver innovation at the same time? and prepare ourselves to external shocks such as COVID-19. As an alternative, the top alternative should be this: how can we strategically collaborate, and how can we differentiate ourselves, and also how can we seek digital transformation? I collected the data on intra-Asia and deep sea route for the past year. The, the there should be vessel sharing and also slot exchange. And they should be, if they are co-navigation, but the number itself, the slot exchange, there are slightly more slot exchange, but this is Southeast route and this is Korea, Japan, and Korea route, longer and more competitive. The more competitive, the more selection on co-navigation instead of slot exchange. Global shippers, the strategic cooperation is stronger. If the competition is more fierce and risk becomes more serious, and the more dominance large shipping companies have, the remaining companies are required to make strategic cooperation. That means, for even if we maintain the status quo, we always have to change. The top 20 shipping companies have taken this strategy, the cost reduction and concentration, and reduce the cost and expand the market share, but they are differentiating themselves by expanding service scope and by providing terminal and logistics service. I believe it's linked to digital transformation. Digital transformation can be defined as many things. Something collecting data within an organization. But it's an issue how we can meet with customers on a platform. This is the current method. Rather than meeting shipper directly, but in the future we have to meet together on an integrated platform. This is a very challenging issue. The marketing channel is a channel to meet customers, so it has lots of strategy and lots of products. But for operations should be standardized and efficient, so they conflict with each other at all times. The shipping companies, when they meet clients, in the past they met in person, but current container market, they meet customers via forwarder, and subsidiaries came in, and the contact point with customer is getting far away, and the consigners have less and less chance to meet agents. Currently, instead of service contract, they can meet customers through this. So we have to secure the marketing strategy on this spot. And 5 major shipping companies are already doing this to secure their bargaining power. I believe it's almost the only way they can expand their bargaining power. Other solution is electronic retailers such as Amazon or eBay. In the past, they were purely a retail platform. However, as the cargo volume grew, they moved with inventory and they provide last mile service by themselves. and also they start delivering land cargo, and also they are selling ocean. So it will not long before when they began selling ocean freight. And here is the point of conflict. Their attempt to meet cargo owners directly and through platform. If the interest conflicts, what should we do? Can we do this? And this part should be, if it's an product available online, can we sell terminal? Can we sell insurance? Then can we really do this? The leading companies are selling or have the capacity to sell all these. They can sell this on online, but how about the followers? They are around here. If they want to do business on platform, if they expand online, can they really do this? That is the gap in service. Then the operation itself, can they do it alone? But the cooperation is important because marketing channels are changing. So cooperation is really important. The geographical gap and logistic service and scope gaps should be filled, and it can be done through other forms of collaboration. In addition to the large companies alliances. That's my point. And also to ensure recovery, the shared economy need to be introduced for joint response. Thank you.